I am so tired of FWED. As a storyteller, I get a lot of email, and I like it. I enjoy staying in touch with the people around me and learning about things. But that FWED, I'm so tired of him sending me stuff all the time. First of all, he doesn't check what he sends me. He just sends me stuff irresponsibly. And I don't find out until I've invested a lot of emotional involvement in what he sent me. For example, I got this letter that I can make all kinds of money, and all I'd have to do is open up a bank account in someone else's name and call this guy who is in Africa somewhere, and it was fraud. I had to find out from a friend before I lost my money. Whew, that FWED, he doesn't give up. He also is constantly sending me letters about children with cancer that I should pray for, and I really care about little kids, and I'm constantly getting things about politicians, the good, the bad, and the ugly, just constantly eating up space in my email. I got one about an actress that I grew up with and enjoyed very much, Cindy Williams. You know the lady that used to play on Laverne and Shirley? Well, so happens, according to FWED, that she wrote an article in the Washington Post denouncing the military, getting a pay raise, and that they didn't deserve it. And then this other airman sent a letter back saying that she was un-American and unpatriotic. The only thing is, it was a different Cindy Williams, a lady that worked at MIT. The letter was taken totally out of context. Both the airman and this lady that worked at MIT, and they understood and got everything correct, but unfortunately, everyone in cyberspace still thinks Cindy Williams, the actress, is this horrible, unpatriotic person. And it couldn't be further from the truth. She's done everything she can to clear her name. Why? Because of FWED. FWED being irresponsible. He's also scared a lot of people. You know, people worried about date rape drugs and people concerned about having their kidneys stolen, all because of FWED not checking the facts and sending it out. And as a storyteller, I love folklore and urban legend. Send it to me, but call it what it is. Call it urban legend. Call it fantasy. Don't go around making people think that it's the real thing, because it upsets people. They spend a lot of time praying about something they could pray for world peace or for things that are more important to their own personal lives than to something that doesn't even exist. And of course, all of those millions of dollars that we could have all gotten from Pepsi and Bill Gates, which were again false. And it gives those sponsors a bad name as well when people send these things without checking. How do you check? Well, first of all, you check by any time FWED sends you something, you want to look it up by searching it on the internet. Of course. The problem is the solution. But what you do is you put it in multiple search engines. And if you get a whole bunch of them from different hoax sites, and they all agree on the same thing, chances are you're pretty safe that it's false. Or if a bunch of them say it's true, it's probably true. I search a lot of them. I don't just trust one or two, because they too can be misled. Even the Washington Post itself was misled and had to go to the public and apologize for bringing news that wasn't true news. National TV, like CBS and Fox, they've sent out things that were false and had to retract later. It does happen. They're only as good as their sources. How can we help? How can individuals help? Well, one thing we can do is, so we can make sure that if FWED sends us something, don't send it to anyone else unless you've checked it. The other thing that you can do is if you're sending out something fresh, make sure you check the facts. Make sure you check all the facts. Or explain that you have not checked the facts so people know that it's just something that you're thinking about. It may not necessarily be true. Unless, of course, you are FWED. You just might be FWED. You know how you can tell if you're the only one that has on your email the address that says FWD or FWD, comma FWD, comma FWD, comma FWD, Fred, you could be Fred, because anyone who's ever forwarded email without checking the source and sending this garbage to my email, you, my friend, are Fred. Please, be responsible when you're traveling in cyberspace. This has been a public announcement by Learnin Vernon, storyteller.